Hello, beautiful people. I was setting up my nerd cave here in my office here, and I realized that there is a lot of characters that I collect that are red and blue. Specifically, red and blue for their color scheme. And I was thinking, is this just a me thing, or are a lot of popular characters red and blue? So I did some digging, I did some research, and I was like, why are there so many characters that are red and blue? I was so confused. I was like, what's going on? So obviously you've got Optimus Prime, which is the immediate one to me that comes to mind. Then just for instance, we'll just rattle off a couple. We've got Mario, obviously. Got Sonic as well. We've got Vegito, even though he's orange. We've got this one, which is... This is not Optimus Prime. If you're like, he put Optimus Prime on here twice, this is Galaxy Convoy. You think you can out nerd me? We've got Spider-Man. We've got many others. I was thinking to myself, why? Why would it be this way? And immediately to me, the first thing that I thought, and the first thing that probably came to mind for a lot of people, is these are American characters. They're American characters, so most likely they are trying to keep the iconography of the American people relevant to the character, to sort of distill that he's from my place in the world, you know what I'm saying? So while that's true for a lot of these, it's not technically true for all of them. Mario is meant to be for everyone. Optimus Prime to an extent as well, seeing as especially they were Japanese toys before they became American by shipping them over to here and putting them in the Transformers show. So I did start thinking, it's probably true. It's probably true that sort of that propaganda thing is definitely true for characters like Superman, Wonder Woman, and Captain America. That makes sense because they are by definition propaganda pieces that were created during World War II, or at least utilized in World War II. So these are some examples of pieces of propaganda that were used to sort of basically solidify that American belief, that American ideal. If you want to be a superhero, you better be on America's side. And this sort of stuff is very common. If you go back to any major war of the time, you'll find print heroes endorsing whichever side they belong to. It just makes sense. That makes sense. But I also think that this brings up an interesting thing, because there are so many characters. I beg your pardon. There are so many characters like this that started like this. It made me think that why did they keep doing this after the war had ended? And obviously a national icon and a national image of being super is such a strong icon. It makes sense that they want to keep it that way. But it's also very interesting because if you analyze the color wheel, blue and red are both primary colors. They're both very, very strong. And it's interesting because they are nearly opposites on the color wheel. It almost tricks your brain into noticing it immediately. So if you see a character or somebody wearing blue and red, because they have a slight contrast, it makes you pay attention. It makes you be able to spot them out in the crowd like a Where's Wally or a Where's Waldo. It draws your attention, which is very interesting because obviously with comic books and with characters, with movie posters, with everything like that, you want every advantage you can to have more eyes on whatever you're trying to sell. And now that brings me to the next example. If with this one, blue and orange, we see examples of this all the time. As I said with movie posters, here is just an example. This definitely works. This works. Having cyan and orange, because they're so contradictory to each other, it draws you to it. So a lot of movies and a lot of media have used those contrasting colors to snap your attention, snap your focus to whatever they are trying to sell, which is so interesting. But there is one more thing as well that because a lot of these characters in my mind are leaders. They're strong will. They're creating their own path in life. This was interesting to me because I was thinking, what do those colors actually mean? When you break it down, there are synonymous emotions, there are synonymous feelings and traits that come with colors. If you go, like, for instance, red is the color of love, it's the color of passion, it's the color of energy, power, anger. That makes sense. It is a powerful color. It is to signify I am strong, I am a leader, I love, everything that I do, I put 100% into. While contrasting with blue, which is a cooler color. It is for productivity, stability, calmness, sadness in sometimes, but it's more of a calmness. It's more of a calmness, a relaxedness. It's cool. It's not fire. It's more water. Okay? And this makes sense because when you go back to the characters that we were looking at, Sonic, for example, is more of a blue. He's not really a calm character, but he's a cool character. He's meant to be that sort of thing. Optimus Prime, being a leader, is majority red. This is sort of synonymous through all of them. Captain America is more cool. He's also just the entire American flag. But this is sort of interesting because in my mind, those colors sort of balance out to form a character. They form a character that is matching with those colors, and I think that's very interesting. Obviously, there's a million other examples of this. Blue and red are very common characters to be used as protagonists. But it just got me thinking. I was just like, this is such an interesting thing, and I have never thought about it before, and I probably wouldn't have thought about it if I wasn't setting up a massive nerd display behind me. But that's about it for today. I thought that was just a fun thing, a fun little educational, improvisational thing. Thought I would just rattle it off. I thought that it would be interesting to people who would want to hear. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. I love you, beautiful people. Bye!